Welcome to the 2019 Toronto International Film Festival. My name is Michael Lerman. I'm the co-lead on special presentations, and welcome to Uncut Gems. To begin with, I'd like to acknowledge that the screening is taking place on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations and the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat, and we are so thankful to be working in the community today and every day of every year. Yes. I'm also really pleased that we're able to present this movie in the Visa screening room at the Princess of Wales. And without Visa and Visa Canada, we would not have the Visa screening room. So can I get a round of applause for them, too? This film is eligible for the Girls' People's Choice Award. You can go to tiff.net/vote and pick your favorite films. And of course, I have to thank our incredible partners at A24. They have brought us amazing movies year after year after year, and they deserve all the credit. This is a really special night, and it's really just two good boys from New York, real cinema lovers, who we've watched them grow and grow and grow as filmmakers and continue to progress and continue to bring us better and bigger and more incredible work. And my heart is completely full to see this film and this room and to welcome them to the stage. So without further ado, I'd like to bring to the stage Josh and Benny Safdie.
Wow. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I think it's appropriate to start with a quote from Richard Feynman. And the world is a dynamic mess of jiggling things if you look at it right.
Yeah, I'll try to counter that. So, last week my tie caught on fire and someone tried to put it out with an axe. That's Rodney Dangerfield. So he does Richard Feynman. I'll do Rodney Dangerfield, two great Jews. Michael, thank you for that introduction. Thank you to TIFF. Thank you to A24 for nurturing this for half a decade. We've been working on this. I want to show you guys something here, so you guys can see it. I'll zoom in. Hold on. So I don't. You guys can probably see it, right? So that's a picture of Benny and a guy named Howard. Not so coincidentally. And he's a guy who our dad worked for in the Diamond District when we were growing up, and he was a major inspiration, and this photograph was dated June 3rd, 2009, and that's when we kind of shot out the first version of the script, and it just kept evolving. Ronald Bronstein beat us up on it, and we just kept collaborating, and it's kind of crazy to think that a decade has passed since. I think we even told you this a while ago over hot dogs. Yeah, we're trying to do this movie in the Diamond District.
And then it's weird because then you keep putting it off, and then every movie you make seems like it's an educational detour for this movie, and it's just such a weird process to go through. But I'm glad we're here.
We made Lenny Cook trying to make this movie. We made Heaven Knows What trying to make this movie. We made Good Time and trying to make this movie. We wouldn't have been able to have made this without having made those.
But yeah, it really is. After spending so much time on something, it's very hard for it to be over. But in the process, we were kind of surrounded by the most amazing talent, the most amazing people, and I couldn't be more thankful for all the hard work that everybody did on this. So.
Yeah, and I'll bring some people out. I'm just amazed at all the people here. Thank you for all being here, all of you. All right, so I'll bring out some people. We have some of the cast with us today, and they're all spectacular. I'll start with a man who you will meet who will send shivers down your spine like he sent down ours. Keith Williams Richards. Come on out, Keith. We're huge, he made probably one of the most was the star of one of the most melancholic TV shows of all time and in some of the greatest movies. We actually met with him in 2011 on this movie, the great Judd Hirsch. Come on, Judd. Yeah, Judd. I actually have my outgoing message is the Angelus theme from Taxi, so you guys know that. Another actor we've been trying to work with forever, who we love so much. There's actually a weird reference to a movie he made with Oliver Stone in the movie, if you can catch it. Another amazing actor, Eric Bogosian. Thank you, Eric. One of the biggest cinephiles I know, maybe you guys don't know this about him, he's Toronto, he's yours. A good friend of mine and a great movie watcher, and we're gonna make a lot more stuff together, Abel Tesfaye, AKA The Weeknd. Yes, sirski. Incredible. This next actor, she really changed the movie from everything she brought to the role, and is just an icon in many of her own ways. Idina Menzel, please. Complete coincidence that her character's name is Dina. Complete coincidence. One of the most talented actors working today, blew our mind every single day. Can't wait to continue working with this guy, LaKeith Stanfield. I admired from afar for a while, and then I got to admire every day on set, and she is a firecracker, and you will meet her today, and I hope you guys really enjoy it too. It's Julia Fox, please. Yeah, Julia. First thing I said to the next actor when I got on the phone with him is that I hate your guts, because we're Knicks fans, and this guy just tortured us. An incredible actor on the court and on film as well now, Kevin Garnett. Yeah. NBA champion. The big ticket. Actually, Doc Rivers knew he was a good actor. He had a whole play designed for it, of his acting abilities. Anything is possible. That's very much in key with tonight. And the last, we grew up with him. He's really one of the greatest people I've gotten to know. Getting to collaborate with him was surprising, and every turn, intellectually just challenging us all the time. But more than that, we just got to know an incredible person, hard-working guy. Everybody, Adam Sandler. All right.
I love this cast.
And we have some more cast members, but before we get into the other cast members, the song, the Happy Birthday song is really annoying, we all know that. So let's just say on the count of 3, Happy Birthday, Sandman. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Sandman! What a great birthday, right? We have some other cast members here standing in the audience today. She blew us away in her auditions, and she's plays the daughter of Howard and Dina. Noah Fisher, you could stand up. Where are you? She's not going to stand up, probably. We have Jenny Sachs in the house, who is actually Joel Embiid's manager. Hey. And she's great in the film. And Wayne Diamond, where are you, Wayne Diamond? Stand up, Wayne Diamond. You will definitely be looking for him afterwards. And we also have some incredible collaborators with us today. We have a genius in costume design, Miyako Bellizzi. Please stand up, Miyako.
Amazing attention to detail.
Amazing attention to detail. Everything is iconic with Miyako. We have our composer here with us, who we just went crazy with all the time. I love him like a brother, Daniel Lopatin. He's here, AKA 1 Tricks Point Never. I have people, this guy and his partner pushed the hell out of us. Eli Bush, our producer, is here. Stand up. I don't know where he is. One of our best friends, we have one of our good friends here, one of our best friends, Oscar Boyson's here, executive producer. Is it Copeland here?
Yes, Copeland's here.
David Copeland is here. And we have, I don't know where you are, and we have one of our best friends who just is constantly just like a mutant with us, Sebastian Bear McClard, a producer. Love you, buddy. And one of our best friends and deep collaborators who, you know, he just pushes us all the time and we push him, and it's kind of become like a game. How can we, A, make each other laugh, and B, yell at each other? Wrote the film with him, edited the film with him, Ronald Bronstein.
Yeah.
Love you, Ronzo. All right. Thank you to A24. Again, thank you to TIFF, thank you to Lerman. I'm sorry that was such a long introduction. I'm honored that I'm on stage with all these people. This is a dream come true. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoy the movie.
It's a wild ride. We love it. So hope you do too.
Sandler. Thank you. LaKeith.
All these guys.
Dina.
Yeah.
Eric.
Hey, guys.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Love you. This guy, yeah. Please.
Thank you, everybody.
This is insane. Thank you.
We're just blessed to be around these people. So
Where's the
Kevin had to leave. Kevin had to leave.
Oh,
so
we have to go.
oh, they're getting a birthday here.
Yes. Yeah.
that died kind of quick, huh?
Because
Sorry, Sam, man. I love you. I'll sing to you.
Yeah, no.
LaKeith, I think, Keith, you saw it for the first time today, right? Excuse me? You were seeing it for the first time right now.
Yes, I was.
And LaKeith, you saw it for the first time too, right?
Yes.
Everybody else,
The
I
two
think,
Keiths.
saw it before. Oh, Eric, you saw it for the first time too. Jesus. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that
curious.
ending was crazy, man. I was like, what? It like took my soul out. I was like,
How else could it have gone?
And you knew it, and you knew it was coming too.
no, but
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I want to start by asking you, it's such an incredible cast and such an amazing, varied background. We were talking about how it's kind of the mad alchemy of you guys putting all these people together. What was the casting process
Mike
like?
Francesa is not here either.
Yeah. What was the casting process like?
Casting process. I mean, it was. Sandler. We went out to him in 2012. Julie, I met with her about the part in like 2014-ish. I kind of gave a little preamble to everybody else. I mean, Judd, we met with him. I don't even remember what we were meeting with you about. I think it was just an excuse to meet you in 2011. And it was just like,
I was just walking by.
Yeah. But you know, and you know, Keith and you know, Francine Mazeler and Jennifer Vendetti, our casting directors, they, you know, we've done now 3 movies with Jennifer, and they know who we're going to respond to, and you know, they sent an early audition tape of Keith Williams Richards in, and I think it was one of maybe 300 tapes that came in, and it was like the second one, and it was just like hard to. He did something. He improvised something in the audition that I'm upset isn't in the movie. We actually wrote it into the movie, but it got cut. You know, and these things that gets cut. And remember the thing about painting the dog? Remember that? Yeah, it's scarier than what happens at the end of the movie. So, but my point is that what's incredible about about everybody on stage here is everybody kind of, I don't know, we try to just induce enthusiasm and try to give as much information about the characters as possible
And it's
to
funny
each of them.
It's funny you say alchemy, because it's like it really does feel like it's almost like a chemistry experiment where we're focusing on all of the smallest characters. We do the same process for. We'll go through the same rehearsals.
Extras even,
The
yeah,
same
extras.
thing. We'll put all the extras out because we want everything to kind of fit. And then when it does, it just kind of, everybody's clicking and everybody's feeding off of each other. And hopefully it feels like a safe place on the set where everybody can say everything and give their ideas, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, the veterans and the first timers, everybody together. Yeah.
And like kind of on that note, and anybody feel free to jump in here. I want to talk a little bit about kind of the free form. You know, it feels almost documentary style at times. And I want to know how tightly it was scripted. Were you guys throwing out lines? Is there a lot of improv? Is there a lot of kind of bringing something new on the day?
We
learning
spent
from each other.
Spent 8 years on the script. I hope that people stuck to it. But I'll let the actors talk to that more because that was their craft about it. You guys have mics, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel dialogue-wise, we were just riffing a lot. It was mainly comprised of us just sort of having the guideline and then just going off and doing what we felt at the moment, which did make it feel more free. And oftentimes you would forget there were cameras even set up. It would just feel like we're just fish in an aquarium, for lack of a better analogy. So yeah.
That's right.
Did you feel like you were feeding off each other in a way too? Like, was it like living the character all day, or was it like?
Yeah, we stayed with it a lot. LaKeith stays with it more than anybody I've ever seen. When we're not shooting, he just stays focused the whole day long. The day starts early when you shoot a movie, and it goes deep. And this was a great long shoot, and I would always see you and just staying alone and staying focused as Demany and everybody here. We knew we were making a real different movie, and it was really exciting for all of us. So we all did the best we could. Stayed true to it.
Sandman did, like, for his special, which is incredible, did about 49? Was it 49?
Yeah,
a lot. That was basically in a weird way, kind of the workout for this movie, because as you can imagine, there was a lot of dialogue, and takes a lot for someone to go 49 different cities for a special, which most people only do like 1 or 2 performances one night, and he did 3 hours of material every single night, and that he can feel the vibe of the room, go out on a tangent, then come back, and we reaped the benefits off of that in production, because we would see him nail crazy lines of dialogue and then go out on a limb and then come back. And having faith in that.
And you said something earlier that was actually kind of interesting, was that you didn't know what we were shooting when we were shooting it, because the cameras were just there.
Yeah, it was different than any movie where you didn't know what lens they were on. You didn't know what was a close-up, because the cameras were put in positions that we weren't aware of what was what, and what the coverage was. So every take you gave it your all. You didn't know what was happening. You didn't know if it was on your back. You didn't know if it was a real tight shot. But by the way, the script, and Ronnie and you guys, you wrote an incredible script. Whenever we riffed and stuff, it was off of where you were bringing us to. And but they never stopped working on the script and rewriting and readjusting and on the day, and it never stopped. These guys are hard working guys. That's morning and night, and the entire mix and the entire score and Daniel's score, and they just don't let go. Not one frame of the movie isn't important to these guys. So it was an honor to be in something like that for all of us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam, man.
I'm going to open it up to the audience. Does anybody have any questions? It's right here.
That's Doc Rivers, yeah.
We got him
We
to-
recorded that with him, yeah.
It was
we
a
took
speech specially made for the movie.
Yeah, you kidding me? That was awesome. It was the coolest thing in my life. I got to tell Doc Rivers what to do and say, and I actually, when we were kids, our dad he took us to a Knicks game, and he got Walt Clyde Frazier to sign it. And he's like, "Let's go down to the court. We'll go and get Doc Rivers." And he had a basketball, and he says, "Yo, Doc," and he was injured. He just chucked the ball as hard as he could at Doc, and Doc caught it, and he was just like, "Oh, this guy's crazy." And then he just threw a pen at him, and then he just signed it and handed it back. I told that to Doc. I think that was partially that, and KG being in the movie, I think, were the reasons why he's in the movie.
I think it's a good moment.
There's a lot of mysticism involved in this movie and the making of the movie, 10 years. Yeah, so.
I think it's a good moment to ask, though, about the blending in of people playing themselves versus the characters that are on screen, and what was the thought process behind that, and working with people who are playing themselves versus people who are playing characters for 16 hours a day.
Benzo?
Yeah, I guess it's It's playing. It's like when you play yourself, it's not really playing yourself. It's like a third dimension view of that. And if the person is playing themselves, it's just because there's something that we're attracted to from them. And so we're just kind of using that as a springboard to get deeper on that. And yeah, about the basketball games, you know, that just for us, it made it feel that much more real to have these real games in the movie, and the stakes just kind of went up.
Reality is trippy as it is, you know what I mean? And this whole movie is just showing and how, you know, everyone runs around and tries to achieve these things and think that it'll bring them to a higher place, and it's always going to get better if you get those one things.
And mixing this all together, it's like it creates a weird soup that you don't necessarily know what is real. Oh, is this fictional? Is it a documentary? You don't know. And then on top of that, it's like all these different angles at the same time. How is that possible? You know.
Yeah, there's a guy in the audience here named Ted Barron who showed us a bunch of movies, really formative for us, and he showed us this one movie. And at the end, David Holzman's diary, and at the end in San Francisco, it said directed by David Holzman. People were so angry. They're like, how can what I thought was a movie what I thought was real life be a movie? And I don't know, that's always interested us. And that was what was great about working with such incredible actors who can kind of, you know, dip in and dip out of reality in that way. You know, a lot of people here were kind of playing that hybrid role in a way.
But yeah,
I shouldn't. Someone else.
I don't know what it was like for you, because we didn't block. You know, we kind of just let it go loose, and we would film our rehearsals, and we kind of wanted to kind of capture what was real, even on the fake set in Long Island. You know.
Well, does this work? My first day on set was the night of the school play, and we're chasing Adam, and so I'm in the SUV, and already I know I'm in a very different reality, because Keith and Tommy and Louie are all like, they can't wait to get out of that SUV and go kill somebody. And Adam comes, you see us, and you start to run, you book, and those guys jump out of the van, and they go after you like mad dogs, and I'm going, this is different. The star is doing the stunts, he's gonna get killed out there, and they're gonna actually kill him. And then I knew we were in a different reality. And it stayed like that all the way to that last scene where, as we all know collectively who were there that day, I'm lucky to be standing here right now in one piece.
Wait, none of that was choreographed?
Well, it was scripted to happen off camera and just audio, and we figured we would shoot it to get very realistic audio. And then Eric had the bright idea to shove the gun out of Keith's hands, and it went right into his cheek and punctured his. And then it was really intense, and we didn't stop rolling, and we weren't quite sure. You know, it was a moment we almost cut.
It's in the footage, though. I see you make eyes with Amy, the AD, and like, no, I'm going with this. And it's just like.
And I remember Keith being like,
there was a look in his eyes. I hadn't seen that look since I was in the schoolyard in the 6th grade, and Billy Linehan was about to beat the shit out of me, and I saw it in his eyes, and I thought, I don't think he can actually kill me on set, so let's see what happens. And
then the great thing about Darius and everybody is that happens, and then we're like, okay, now we have to cover that like a scene. Yes. So I have to go and shot list something really quickly and put it together, because now it's no longer a sound scene. We're seeing that.
We need a cutaway.
It was very jarring. It felt really real. That was amazing.
I'm going to try to get a few more audience questions in here. Yeah.
2012. Find a view of what? 80s, okay.
I'll repeat it for them.
Okay.
So the question was, the score could be very 80s with synth and sax and all of those things, but the movie's set in 2012. What was kind of the impetus behind that?
The impetus behind the score was New Age music, and like the mysticism behind New Age music, and how people think that there's this kind of answer beyond the light, and that's something that me and Dan's right here. You can stand up, Dan, who did the score. One of Tricks Point Never.
Yeah, Dan.
And we spent. Yeah.
Way to go.
We spent a lot of time working with with Moog. Moog, this is actually, I think, one of the first scores made on the Moog 1, and we spent a lot of time. I can't speak to like the 80s thing, it's just whatever, it's just a personal preference, how I imagine what things feel like and sound like, and that's, I think, Dan is the same. But the idea of New Age music was a big inspiration for us, because of the ideas of the movie, the themes of the movie.
I'm not sure. Here. Yeah. You.
That's Canada right there.
We'll go forward and then back. Why 2012?
There's the pragmatic reason. Answer is, that's when Kevin Garnett was active in the league, and there's another answer, which we started writing it in 2010. It was originally 2010, and we were like, we're sticking to 2010, and then it moved slowly to 2011 to 2012.
Actually technology. Instagram things really took off 2012, so we had to move it up to 2012, and then so there's a lot of considerations we had about that. So it is
form follows function, and also Abel was just popping off too around there too.
See him in that wig again was dope.
I know, that was crazy. Sure. Yeah. Sorry.
The question was what it was like to work with Darius Kanji.
Darius was amazing. He wanted to make our movie, and everyone had originally said to me, he's like, he does like 12 setups a day, and I'm like, oh man, we do like 30 setups a day. I don't know how this is gonna work. But then we collaborated on a Jay-Z video called Marcy Me, and that was the hardest shooting experience of my life, and it went really well. He's a real poet with lighting. And he allowed me to kind of frame the film mostly, but he really pushed us, and it was his concept immediately to see anamorphic with the film. He said that this is a face. The faces need to be treated like beautiful gem objects. And
he said you guys will love it, and he said for perf is important and all these things, and he brought.
For perf means film.
There was a conversation about things that we always kind of talked about, but to have them with him and to verbalize it was very special, and it broadened a lot of it for us. So.
Time for a couple more. I'm going to go right here.
Yeah, that was the one thing that never changed.
The ending.
The ending, yeah. The ending never changed. Because I think that, again, the movie is kind of about myth and mythology and how we mythologize things, a rock, money, capitalism, there's a lot of mysticism in there, and this idea of seeing this man who we watched be a planet, a sun that everyone revolves around him, just have life pulled from him in that last moment, and dive into him and realize that he is the uncut gem, and and then spidering out and seeing all the characters, you realize how his life, and I think that's what happens after death. We enter myth, and then when people stop talking about you is when you really die. So, that's why have good friends, you know what I mean?
Also, after this, what's going to happen next? That million is going to go probably into something else. So it's good. The cycle would repeat.
I'm going to go one more right here on the balcony. Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
So the question was, what can you share? Do you have anything you want to share about your experience working on the film?
We just met tonight too,
Yeah.
And it was awkward. It was awkward.
Well, one, I didn't know that Benny holds the boom. He holds the boom, so he's in the room, and then the other guys are behind, and then they yell out different improv lines. They just yell them out, and one yelling them right in front of you, and the other one yelling from behind the monitor, and then you're trying to keep track, and then they say, go back to the script, and they're like, what the fuck was the script anymore? I don't even know. But it's just great, because that's what frees you up, and then you just don't feel like you're shooting anymore. You're just trying to get the exercise right. And the other thing was just working with Adam is just, he's the most generous, as I'm sure all of you know, but he really kind of brings you in and makes you feel so comfortable, and he's just a lovely person, so it was hard to be mean to him.
I agree with that.
It was easier for me. I guess one thing that I really loved was that, like, you know, even though we did have a script and a general direction, if they saw that a scene was kind of like taking a life of its own and evolving like beyond, they would just kind of like, you know, let us do what we wanted to do. And that was really awesome that they also like kind of, you know, respected us as also artists. And, you know, so I really, and I learned so much. I mean, this is my first movie, and like to have them all as teachers is like, you know, I feel like I could take on anything now.
I mean, I remember the nightclubs, when we shot the nightclub scene, I was, you know, remember I came to the trailer, I was like, listen, Julie, there's a lot of dialogue here, we have to be on this. And
Yeah.
I said, these are the points, and it was, for some reason, it was at the end of a very, very long day, and then we just did that one take where we put the camera really far away, and just let you guys go. I don't know why your lungs. I don't even know where those lines come from. But it was
a lot of practice.
And then yeah, it was just, you were basically saying, okay, yeah, I know the script, but this is how I'm gonna get this.
I know. I was like arguing with you. I was like, no, I'm telling you, this is a better line.
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember
like
that.
I was right.
You were right. You were right.
Yeah, just saying.
I love being wrong. So.
Well, on that note, I want to thank all of you for coming.
Thank you, Toronto, and thank you guys.
What a great crowd. This has been amazing.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.